So let me first organize myself. So is this the bottom in the center? No, left arrow. Okay. Well, can you hear me like that? Yes. Okay. So thank you very much, first of all, for giving me the opportunity to say a few words about the vision of the construction industry as regard nature-based solutions and working with culture. So, in fact, I represent here the European Construction Technology Platform. So, just a few words. It's a platform with 180 member organizations coming from the construction industry, but also from other sectors, which are, in fact, very important to take account the whole supply chain of the built environment. So the built environment it's the object we are working on, so it's constituted by buildings, infrastructures, and even cultural landscape, which is more or less, I would say, the hardware of the cities, if I can use this IT word. In fact, our goal is to develop innovation in this built environment sector, taking into account a lot of challenges that we have in face of us, that we are facing: energy, climate change, efficiency, more generally sustainability issues. And we have, from the beginning, recognized that we need to follow an integrated approach with many types, families of stakeholders to have to work on developing a better environment. So, what does it mean working with nature for us? Apart the nice slide, the nice picture at the top from the Spark Agency about the use of hydroponics in construction. First of all, for us, even if I'm not fully sure it's in the framework of this day, but I decided anyway to show a few slides, a few pictures on one slide about a first meaning for us of nature-based solutions. It's the use of nature components, so biosourced products, of course wood, but you know that. But the main innovation here is that we are now capable of building very high buildings with wood in a structural way. It was mentioned earlier by a previous speaker, also the use of natural product for insulation, so wood, cellulose, hemp, duck feathers, compacted straw board. So this is one of the meaning for us of nature-based solution. Another meaning is greening the built environment. Of course, you know very well the green roofs. Here's the example of Copenhagen, and a lot of advantages can be identified for using this kind of components, also for the walls. So this is another example in Nijmegen. And as regards the infrastructure itself, this is also an idea which can be developed, and there is also this very famous example of greening tram railways, which can also create, in fact, ventilation corridors, such as this example in Copenhagen. So bringing nature back within the city is one of our objectives, with the aim to reintroduce nature into the urban environment, to promote solidarity between territories and people, and avoid exclusion phenomena. So there are different wordings which are used to describe different solutions: space greening, eco-district development, biodiversity, and so on. And here I took a very recent example of a project in the States, so let's be open to the world. This is a Hudson Yards project where different solutions are implemented, including animal diversity. Another meaning is limiting the footprint on nature with the famous bioclimatic design. I will not explain it, I think you know it very well. But there are also some more, I would say, not interesting, but more well, solutions may be more linked to the idea of living nature-based solutions, such as this green alternative to air conditioning, with the idea of developing acclimatization with plants. There are other examples of innovation inspired by nature. In fact, I have prepared more slides with pictures, but you will find them maybe in the PDF, but I will not show them. This is just to illustrate some ideas which are maybe a little bit ambitious for some of them, or utopic, I don't know. But there are already some examples. There are already some products on the market, not so many, of course. And so this is, in fact, examples of innovation inspired by nature. So you can read the slide. I will not do it to save time. Working with culture is another objective of our sector. And here, there are different challenges that we would like to deal with, and we have already started to do it in the previous years. First of all, to the idea of promoting the conservation of cultural heritage exposed to climate change, natural and man-made hazards. Of course, some examples are shown here. So this is one of our objectives today. Another one is joint management and promotion of natural and cultural assets, so different kinds of assets, cultural and natural landscapes, but also vernacular architectures, and public spaces and historic urban landscapes. So here, just to illustrate these themes, you can see some pictures of nice cultural heritage works which were inspired by nature, a pine tree or some mushrooms on a tree. A third objective of this topic, working with culture, is to enhance sustainability of cultural heritage, and here there are several horizontal issues. So first of all, we more and more recognize that cultural heritage should be considered as a driver for regeneration. You have two nice examples at the bottom of this slide. Resource efficiency is a topic which is closely linked to cultural heritage buildings, and we are working on that also. And of course, so this objective does contribute to developing local and European identities, and it's more and more proof today that works in that domain so contribute to develop economic values, and we need to have some new business models to deal with that. So to conclude, working with nature and culture is today already well implemented in the construction sector. By the construction sector, you have seen some examples, but it's still a source of innovation which can help the built environment to meet the requirements of sustainable development in the form of services, organization, product, architecture, structure, and so on. In fact, a lot have been done so far with the idea of meeting some ecological demands. So this was a driving force in the development of highly evolved building technologies, including material development. But now we are more and more interested in following holistic approaches for new structural, functional, and ecological efficient buildings, which may be expected from a more interdisciplinary approach. And this needs to develop new forms of work organizations, such as today, but also in the day-to-day life of the construction sector, which are needed to implement these holistic approaches. Thank you very much.